It is day 33, and it's time for pushing again. So let's recoup the disaster. That was the last push workout, first test implementation of this program. Parallel bar push-ups, parallel bar pike push-ups, ring dips, back lever pulls. I tried to do 9, 6, 3, 3 essentially, and I gassed out at like the second set of parallel bar pike push-ups, PB push-ups. And well, first off, I made the form slightly too strict, and I just knowingly increased repetitions by pretty much 50% while reducing rest by 75%. So no shocker really. The main emphasis of corrections that we will be doing is to hit our intention. Not go too close to failure so that previous sets deteriorate performance in later sets. I've written 7 push-ups. I'm going to use the bench here today instead of the windowsill, which has just been kind of lazy. And this will give me a little bit more of a natural or neutral inclination for the pushing angle, less of a pseudo pike push-up. If you don't know what that means I'm essentially leaning forward in the top position, which means that is a lot harder, and I go down into a harder position as well. So, goal or intention is to do 7 reps of parallel bar pike push-ups, or parallel bar push-ups. I've written 2s for the parallel bar pike push-ups, so handstand push-up regression, and 2s for the dips, 3s for the back lever pulls. So let's see where we end up. If I'm being honest, I think 7s here were even. Now a little bit optimistic, but we'll see. Form correction matters as well. So far, so good. Pretty poor recovery over these past 3 days of the cycle. So definitely not in peak shape. I think I slept 4.5 hours this night. This feels a lot better, sustainable, but still hitting weak points, hitting some of that sort of decline angle, which is basically the same as any incline pressing. So instead of pushing purely vertically, we go slightly elevated, hitting more of the pec minor. I was a little shaky on the last rep, but form feels fine. Okay, so 7 times 3, 21. Check, we made it. 2 times 3 for pike push-ups. We'll see. We'll see. Just feel out the position. I think this is a bit far, but maybe not. Let's take these back a little bit. Move my hands forward instead. Yeah, maybe doubles is fine here. Definitely felt slow and heavy, but I'd rather prioritize good form. And good form is not the same as correct form. I would say appropriate and specific form for the goals that I'm aiming for. And basically, the only thing I'm aiming for is handstand push-ups and planches, maybe 90-degree push-ups. You can tell that's heavy and slow. Once again, maybe the end of the next set, I'll just show you the balance point of a pure freestanding handstand push-up, and you'll understand why I'm leaning forward so much if we compare to barbell or dumbbell pushing, where it seems like it's almost straight vertical. If we close our chest, it should actually be more of a lean back and a pop through of the head. But let's do these reps. I still think I can go a little bit closer. It's really important to manage these distances. And let's just do a bent arm. Okay, that was shaky. I don't even know what that's called. Like a bent arm handstand. Either way, you see the point. If we want to move around the shoulder, the fulcrum is the shoulder. We need some weight in front and some behind. It's time for dips. And it's big dips, meaning on the rings. Doubles again. Feel in the bottom position. Nice strong turnout. And just a little static hold for the Lord, for the almighty dollar. And for just holistics, okay? If we want the rings, we need to sort of own all positions. And really the only two hard basic positions on the rings are the bent arm support and the straight arm support. Bent arms usually easier. More torque. Shorter lever, and straight arm support is harder. And yeah, you can argue like inverted hang or something like that, but this is a ultra beginner skill, and it's more skill than strength. There's a really nice loaded trap stretch if you got shoulder to ear syndrome. Maybe that's something you want to think about. Get the shoulders away from the ears. Final set. So far this feels very very calibrated. And we can sort of just max out here. Try to maintain hollow. And I could squeeze the legs together, but really doesn't do much. That wasn't a true max, but good. So check, check. It's time for the back levers. Tuck back levers, okay? Small boy back levers. Did you know you can actually just glide into a back lever from a German hang? So that's full 1 repetition and a half, 2. And 3. Come on. So, before I start roasting where I'm currently at, I'll finish this workout. You shouldn't be practicing back levers if grip is a limitation for you. But just compared to, I mean, I'm kicking through the front lever pull. But starting from the German hang. It's also a nice way to limit passive tissue support. But it's natural to want to cheat. Athleticism is essentially being good at cheating. But it's really using everything in the most efficient way. So when we say strict, we could also mean inefficient. That's why you want to train strict, train as you fight. Want to raise the standard for training. And in the fight or the competition or in life, fitness, which is abundance, margin of error, being over-geared, over capacity, so we can play and also have that that chill, that big dick energy that you have when you know you got lots of gas left in the tank, this doesn't bother you, and that allows your nervous system to actually say, yeah, this is kind of fun. It's starting to get exciting. That's why we need to go to the edge in training. And that once again applies everywhere, not just in the gym. That applies mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in your education, relationships, career. Okay, back to the roast. We did 3 times 9, which means, yes, we managed 42, which is 14 reps less than the previous workout, but overall quality significantly higher. The problem is the way it's meant to go is intensity up, volume down. And ideally we would see sort of a inverted pyramid here. And what we actually see is, I don't even know what this would be. It would be like this fat thing. So it's too narrow in the middle, which means intensity is probably too high. And we've still got 21 reps of very high intensity between 2 and 3 repetitions. I'm gonna say that's not ideal. I'm gonna say it's the middle that we need to address. The question is, where do I actually want to focus? Range-wise, we've got vertical pushing, push-ups. We've got, horizontal pushing. We got vertical pushing. We got vertical pushing again down. And then we've got, end range pushing from shoulder extension. So in that way, it seems kind of like it's just a full range of motion, but the dip and the back lever, very large overlap, and I don't know, I'm gonna have to sleep on this. I feel like I know by the numbers that the back lever is easier because I can do more reps with more fatigue than I can on the ring. So the ring should probably be my number 1 high intensity movement. And maybe I need to downsize, like maybe I'm spreading too thin, like yeah, I'm diversifying, but at what cost? Yeah. So either I need to change the variations of these movements that I do. Maybe I can do dumbbell presses for easier overhead vertical pushing. Maybe I can do assisted ring dips. Or I can make the back levers harder by extending the lever. And let's just tear a pec or a bicep here live. So if I were to go, I don't know, like advanced tuck. I mean, I can hold that. I don't want to attempt the concentric. That felt pretty nice. So there are some options, but the main issue is too much intense volume, basically. The idea is to be sort of low intensity, high volume, and then high intensity, low volume, sort of evenly distributed, and it's not. So I'm gonna think about that, and I'll get back to you in 4 days. Vital Man, no more. Big Dad Energy, minimalist training solutions for fathers. Want more energy, want Big Dad Energy, want to enjoy life more peacefully, joyfully. Present. School.com, Big Dad Energy. Bye.